Okay, so coming to a child's pose on the mat. Closing the eyes. And then just taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. And then sighing it out to the mouth. Again, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, sighing it out to the mouth. Last time, big breath into the belly, into the sides of the body. And exhaling, sighing it out. Taking this moment to settle into your practice, to settle onto the mat, to leave behind everything from your morning, from your day that you don't need, to leave space to welcome in a little bit of calm for the rest of the day. Spreading through the shoulders, spreading through the fingers, begin to walk the hands over to the left-hand side. So finding that big opening through the right side of the body, from the baby finger all the way down to the lower back. Take a few moments here to breathe into the rib cage. To breathe into the side of the body. And then to slowly walk the hands all the way over to the side. So the arms reach over to the right. Release the head down. And find that nice long curve from the baby finger. Through the forearm, the shoulder, the side of the body, the lower back. And take a couple of deep breaths here. Just gently opening the left side body. After your next exhale, walk the hands back to center. Relaxing the elbows onto the floor, bring the hands to prayer and take that prayer above the head into your shark spin. And take 3 breaths here once more, so either in through the nose and out through the mouth, or in through the nose and out through the nose. Setting your intention for class, for practice. And we'll just take our time today. After that third exhale, release the hands back down to the mat. With the eyes still closed, come gently onto your hands and knees with the hands under the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. And like we always do, just having a wiggle from side to side. Keeping those eyes closed, allowing the head to follow the pelvis. A gentle engagement of the abdominal muscles, so drawing the belly button in. Spreading through the index finger, the thumb, the baby finger. And when you're ready on that next big inhale, find the stillness and then lift the tailbone, rippling through the spine, bone by bone, to lift the chest, shining the face up to the ceiling. Pausing here just for a moment. And then exhaling, tucking tailbone, drawing the belly, pressing the floor away. Bringing the chin into the throat, stretching the back of the neck, pausing here again. And then inhaling, unraveling, lifting, lengthening through the belly, the chest. Face shines up. And then we exhale, moving from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. A few more moments. Going from cat to cow in your own time, using your breath, your own unique flow. And again, you can find that breath comes in the nose and out of the nose, or it can escape out of the mouth. Really finding the curve, then the lift. Just a few more. Waking up the spine. And then sitting back onto the heels. Stacking the shoulders on top of the hips with the eyes still closed. Place the left hand on the floor and then reach the right arm up and over. So finding that side stretch. Again, that opening through the side body. Relaxing the shoulders. Just gently reaching, not trying to pull the shoulder blade out of the back. Just finding the length. Take a big inhale here. Exhale and cartwheel the hands over to the other side so the right hand finds the floor. The left arm reaches up and over. We press the hips to the left. We open the chest, so lengthening through the belly, the side body, the lower back. Reaching the arm, but relaxing the shoulder. Just 2 more breaths here. Then we'll cartwheel the hands up and over again, this time placing the hands on the floor in front of you to come back to tabletop. The knees hip distance, the hands shoulder distance. We're going to bring the weight onto the left hand so we can reach the right arm up to the sky. So opening through the chest, bringing a twist through the spine. You can open the eyes here if you wish, looking towards the thumb or just in front of you. We're going to take a few threads of the needle, so we take the right hand as we inhale. We take it between the left hand and the left knee, reaching it away, keeping the arm off of the floor. And then we exhale to uncoil, to lift it back up towards the ceiling, the shoulder blades drawing together. Inhaling, taking the hand through the hole, threading the needle, reaching it as far away as we can. And then exhaling, drawing the belly in as we lift the arm up. The last time, inhaling, threading our needles, threading through all of the fingers. And then exhaling, opening, drawing that belly in. Cartwheel the right hand down. Move over to the other side, so we come onto the right hand, we lift the left arm up to the ceiling, up to the sky. We take a moment here to pause, just squeeze the shoulder blades together. Just spread through that left hand, maybe gazing up to the thumb or the space in front of you. Inhale, take the hand between the right hand and the right knee. Exhale, drawing that belly in to lift and open, looking up towards the ceiling. Inhale, left hand through the hole, maybe watching it as it goes. And then exhaling, lifting, opening, reaching up. Last time, big inhale. Thread the hand as far away from you as you can. And then exhaling, opening, lengthening, looking up. Bring the left hand down onto the floor, the bottom onto the heels just for a moment, releasing the arms. They can bend or they can lengthen. And then having a nice little wiggle side to side just to release that lower back. Maybe you need to take a few rotations through the wrists. And then we'll inhale back into our tabletop. This time we'll tuck the toes of the right leg. Lift the right knee so we can press into the heel, finding tiger stretch. So that long line from the heel all the way to the crown of the head. The rib cage drawing in, the belly drawing in. And really pressing into that ball of the foot so we can get the stretch through the back of the leg. The calf, pressing the floor away so you get engagement of all the core muscles. You can stay here if this is enough for you, you don't fancy balancing, Or we can spin on the left knee, so the left leg goes out to the side. The left hand comes in line with that knee. And then we just slowly open up onto our sort of side plank variation. So the right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. The right foot is still onto the floor. We're trying to get those hips stacked over the supporting leg. Maybe reaching the arm away from the legs so the right arm reaches up and over. That long line from the middle finger down to the foot. And we press the hips forward again so we get that nice open through the belly as well as the side of the body. Big inhale here. Exhale. Place the hand back down on the floor. We'll step the right foot to the outside of the right hand into this short lizard position. A little moment to wiggle, maybe take some circles through the hips just to open them up gently. Maybe padding the hands up and down, round and round the mat. And then when you feel nice and open, when you feel ready, we'll take the right forearm onto the right thigh. Lift the left arm up to the ceiling, up to the sky. So we're opening into that lizard pose, the support with the forearm on the thigh. And we're squeezing the shoulder blades together. A gentle squeeze at the bottom also, so we get that stretch through the hip flexors without forcing with the weight of the body. Take a gaze up towards the thumb and inhale through the nose. As we exhale, the left hand finds the floor and then we reach the right arm up to the sky. So we just swap the arms around and the left hand is on the floor. Again, you can gaze up to the thumb or just somewhere in front of you that's comfortable for the neck. Big breath in here. Exhale, sweep the right hand down. We're going to take the right leg back behind us, but bending the knee and keeping the foot off of the floor. So we have this sort of donkey leg with the right leg, right angle with the knee. And then all we do here is just create nice big circles with the knee. Again, mobilizing those hips. Bringing a little bit of fluidity into the joints. And then going the other way. Nice big circles. When you feel like you've done enough both ways, lengthen the right leg away, lengthen the left arm into our bird dog. So we reach the left arm, the right leg. If you need to place the hand down, you can do so. We'll take 2 breaths here, still working on those core muscles, drawing in towards the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Place the hand and knee down. Big exhale as we press the floor away. Cat spine. Draw the chin into the chest. And then inhale, release to tabletop. Tuck toes the left leg. Lift the left knee. Press into that heel. Finding that tiger stretch through the left calf. You can allow the head to be heavy here, or we can keep it in line with the spine. Oh, cheers, Pablo. From the crown of the head all the way down to the heel. But just being careful here not to look up. So we try to keep the spine relaxed. We'll take 2 more breaths. Pressing through that heel. Then again, we have this option to stay here. Or we can come on, spin on the right knee. So the right leg goes to the side. The right hand comes in line with the right knee, or the right. And then we spin onto the inside of the foot as we lengthen now the left arm up towards the sky. So if you need to have your hands a bit wider, might not necessarily be in line with the knee, that is okay. We're trying to keep that foot on the floor for now. Maybe reaching the arm all the way away from the leg, stretching the hips, the front of the body, and pressing those hips forward. 2 more breaths, maybe looking towards the hand or the space again in front of you. Finding that nice big opening through the belly. And then we'll cartwheel the left hand down to the floor. The left foot steps the outside of the left hand, and we take those circles or That wiggle side to side into the hip joints. Allowing the head to relax. The hands don't have to stay still. They can go to where you need them to go to create a little bit of space. And then we slowly make our way into that supported open twist. So we bring the left forearm onto the left thigh. We reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. And we just, as if we're showing the chest, proud up towards the ceiling, opening through the chest. And then gazing towards the hand, squeezing the bottom, creating that support through the lower back. Inhale here, reach a little high. And then exhale, the right hand reaches down to the floor, the left arm up towards the ceiling. Shoulder blades squeezing, looking towards the thumb or somewhere comfortable. Squeezing the bottom still if you can. Big breath here. Exhale, left hand finds the floor. Swoop that left leg back, keeping the foot off the mat, finding the 90-degree angle, knee in line with the hip, and then we create some big circles. So we're imagining we have a pen on the kneecap, and we're just drawing nice big circles with the knee. One way, and then the other way. Still drawing the belly in, the rib cage in. And then we've done enough in both ways. You lengthen the left leg. Draw the rib cage down, reach the right arm away if you feel steady, if you feel comfortable. And just keep that gaze down to the mat. 2 more breaths, inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, steadying and strengthening. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, place the hand and the knee down. Exhale, press the floor away, cat spine. Inhale, release to tabletop. Tuck the toes. Begin to float the knees as we press back to downward facing dog. So first time here, we have a little pedal. Taking the heels down one at a time, lengthening the other one so we can do so. Saying no with the head. And then checking in with the hands, seeing if we can still get those index fingers into the mat, as well as the thumbs, the middle finger, the baby finger. Okay, and then we look towards the hands. Step the right foot, then the left, maybe a couple of times to get to the top of the mat. Take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, heels of the hands touching, soften through the knees as we take the arms up and over the head. The gaze goes between the knees or the eyes can be open or closed, sorry. And a moment here just to feel gravity on the body, on the head, the torso, the arms, the whole body relaxed, but supported by the legs. Begin to release the hands down to the lower back, interlace the fingers. Hands find the floor, soften the knees some more so you can slowly roll up through the spine, bone by bone. Tucking under the pelvis, pressing the floor away, reaching the arms up, gazing towards the hands. Hands find prayer, and then the hands find the heart, drawing the shoulder blades down. Take an inhale here into Tadasana with the soles of the feet spreading into the floor, spreading into the mat. Then reach the arms out in front of you. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, sit down into Uttanasana, chair pose, so relaxing the shoulders. And then reaching the arms as far away from you as you can. So it's a little squat. We're not pushing the bottom back too far or sitting down too low. We're feeling the engagement through the hamstrings, through the quadriceps. Take a breath in. Exhale, fold forward. So now the bottom goes high. Inhale, halfway lift, engage the belly button, the quadriceps. Exhale, place the hands down on the floor, bend the knees, and then we step the right leg back. Lower the knee down to the floor, and then swoop the arms up into your low lunge. So again, we're not too wide with the legs. We're somewhere comfortable, somewhere steady. And somewhere we can feel a stretch through the front of the right thigh, the right hip. Reaching the arms up, gazing up. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Then bring the hands down to the hips. See if you can lift that right leg off of the floor into high lunge. Sweep the arms up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky, and find a moment of steadiness and strength here. So you've got to stretch through the front right hip, the thigh, but also the strength going through the quadricep, the hamstring. We're going to take the right heel down to the floor for warrior one. That 45-ish degree angle with the back foot. Inhale, look towards the fingertips. Exhale, take the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers, lift the chest, squeeze the heels of the hands together. A nice big breath in through the nose. And then as we exhale, we just fold forward the left shoulder to the left knee. The arms going up and over the head as we look towards the heel like we did in that forward fold. So a humble warrior, bowing down, finding the stretch and the strength. Inhaling through the nose, bending the knee a little bit more. Exhaling. Inhale, look to the top of the mat, lift the chest, release the hands back to warrior one. So we swoop the arms up. And we exhale, place the hands down on the floor. Lower the right knee, then the left as we come back to child's pose, just for a moment of rest here. You can do whatever you need to do, maybe a wiggle, maybe a sip of water. And when you're ready, we'll come back through tabletop, tucking the toes as we go, lifting the knees, downward facing dog. One breath here, inhale through the nose. Exhale, any way you wish. Look towards the top of the mat. We're going to step the right foot, then the left forward into forward fold, relaxing down. Inhale, halfway lift, so finding that long line from the crown of the head to the tailbone. And then exhaling, folding down. Bend the knees, roll on up. And then standing nice and tall, swoop the arms up towards the ceiling, hands find prayer, hands find heart. Reach those arms out again in front of you. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, sit down into that chair, Utkatasana. Relaxing the shoulders. You stay there. It's gone dark in my house all of a sudden. There's a bit of rain, so I'll pop a bit of light on. Keep smiling, keep down, nice and low. Big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift the chest. Exhale, place the hands down, and now we'll step the left leg back. Lower the knee, somewhere not too far away from the front foot, and then we sweep the arms up to the sky for our low lunge. Squeezing the bottom, lifting the chest, relaxing the shoulders. Still finding that length in the lower back. And opening through the front of the body. 2 breaths here. Maybe taking a moment to really squeeze the glutes, to really squeeze the bottom. And then after your exhale, bring the hands onto the hips. So you can either have the hands on the floor if that's easier, or if you want a little challenge, hands on the hips and see if you can lift that back knee. Sweeping the arms back up towards the ceiling, being careful not to curve too far into the lower back. We still have that slight under tuck of the pelvis, that squeeze at the bottom. And the left heel finds the floor for warrior one. A moment of depth, of strength through that front leg, of opening through the left hip. Inhale, look up towards the hands, towards the ceiling. Take the hands behind the back, interlace, heels of the hands together, look up. And exhale, bow down, humble warrior. So again, taking that gaze to the back heel. Heels of the hands really squeezing together as if they are nutcrackers, and we've got a little walnut between the heels of the hands. 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Bring the hands down to the lower back. And then releasing the hands as we swoop them up to touch the ceiling. Big breath in. Exhale. Place the hands down. Lower the knee. Step the right knee back to the left knee, the bottom Onto the heels, child's pose once more. 3 breaths here, maybe having a wiggle from side to side. Keeping those eyes closed if you can whilst you're in child's pose. And then on your next breath, or whenever you are ready to move, inhale out to tabletop. Exhale, tuck toes, downward facing dog, so the hands are a comfortable distance apart, the feet are a comfortable distance apart. The knees can be bent or soft if you need them to be. We're going to come into a 3-legged dog, so remember from before, you can do this in a tabletop if that is more accessible for you today, or maybe you can swoop the right leg up towards the ceiling. We step it between the hands, straight into our high lunge. So first of all, we bring the hands onto the thigh, we lift the chest, and then we swoop the arms up to the sky. Good, heel of the left foot comes down for warrior 1. Then the left arm reaches back, the body opens for warrior 2. So you should still have that sense of buoyancy between the front and the back leg. The shoulders are relaxed. And we're looking out over that middle finger. We're spreading through the toes of all toes. Side angle pose, the right forearm comes onto the right thigh. The left arm reaches up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. And then that left arm reaches up and over, reaching away from the body. So similar feeling to when we did it on our hands and knees. But this time we've got the added strength, the added opening of the right leg involved. So gazing towards that left finger or somewhere comfortable. Inhaling back to warrior 2. We're going to lengthen the right leg for Trikonasana, so we reach the right arm as far away from us as we can, really squeezing that right thigh. Flip the palm and then take the hand down to the shin or the ankle. As we lengthen that left arm now up towards the ceiling, triangle pose. So if you need to, that knee can be bent, that is okay. Maybe the gaze goes up to the left hand. A big breath in, a big breath out. Now together we bend the knee, we come back to warrior 2, reach the arm up towards the ceiling, the sky, reverse warrior. Gazing towards the fingertips, relaxing the shoulders. Take a deep breath. And then we'll exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Step that right foot back to plank, dropping the knees if you need to. We'll take 1 breath, inhale. Exhale. Tuck chin, lift hips, downward facing dog. Moment here to rest if you need to in child's pose. Or to maybe wiggle those hips side to side. Then your next breath will come to 3-legged dog on the left-hand side. So we float the left leg up. Remember, you can lower the knee if you need to. A big step forward with the left leg. Bring the hands onto the thighs and lift the heart, the chest. And then when you're ready, swoop the arms up towards the ceiling. So if you feel here that you're on a tightrope, that you're wobbling from side to side, maybe see what it's like to take the feet wider than each other or wider away. The right heel finds the mat, finds the floor, warrior 1. And then the right arm cartwheels open into warrior 2. Relaxing the shoulders. Reaching the arms, so lengthening through the top of the body. Take a moment here to feel that buoyancy, to feel that readiness in warrior 2. Fingers spread. And then we bring the left forearm onto the left thigh. The right arm reaches up to the ceiling, side angle. And then maybe it cartwheels up and over, reaching away from the right leg, so that long line. And the fingers all the way down to the foot. Squeezing the bottom. Looking towards the right hand. Take a moment here. And then slowly come back to warrior 2. Lengthen the left leg. Reach the left arm as far away from you as you can before flipping the palm, taking the palm down onto the shin. And the right arm up towards the ceiling. Gazing towards that thumb in triangle pose. Engaging that quadricep and even bending the leg if you need to. One more moment as we look towards the hand. And then we bend the leg. Come back through warrior two. Flip the palm, reverse warrior gaze up to the left hand. Really bending the leg. Then we cartwheel. Left hand, right hand down to the floor, squaring the hips. Stepping the left foot back to plank, one breath. And then lowering the knees. Bringing the bottom onto the heels. Forehead onto the floor for child's pose. And a moment here to relax, to let go. To feel all that work in the glutes and the hamstrings. And all that length in the shoulders, the arms, the back. And we'll slowly walk our hands back to the knees so we can sit on the heels if this is comfortable. If not, you can stack the hips on top of the knees, that's okay. And just for now, if you're down here, bring the hands into the lower backs as if you're putting them into your denim pockets. Squeeze the elbows, squeeze the shoulders, and then lift the chest, look towards the sky for a baby camel. So really opening through the front of the body, maybe allowing the head to fall, to drop all the way back. And the eyes can be open here. It's just a nice wakening up pose, opening the front of the body. So it's nice to have the eyes open if that feels comfortable. And then we'll tuck the chin. Roll down the spine, so bone by bone. See if you can keep the lower back nice and long until eventually you can't no longer. So the forehead, or maybe the crown of the head, finds the floor as the arms reach behind you for child's pose. Have a little wiggle again from side to side. Massaging the crown, the forehead. And then this time we'll go a little higher, so we'll roll up to sit back on the heels. Then we'll stack the hips on top of the knees. Maybe taking the knees a little wider so the toes can touch the big toes. Bring the hands to the lower back again, squeeze the elbows, squeeze the bottom. Press the hips forward, lift the chest, lengthen through the belly. And then release the head to somewhere that feels comfortable for you. So opening the throat, opening the chest. And again, those eyes can be open. And the face relaxed, one more breath. And then exhaling, lengthening, sitting back onto the heels, reaching the arms behind you. Forehead finds the floor. Child's pose again, have a wiggle from side to side maybe. Maybe you just want to stay still. And we'll reach the hands out in front of us. Coming back to tabletop. Tuck toes, lift knees, downward facing dog. And then you have two options here. You can either do lizard with the knee on the floor like we did at the beginning, or you can lift the right leg up towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. Big step with the right foot to the outside of the right hand, maybe it comes off the mat. And we're here in our lifted lizard, so the left leg is off the mat. You can be on the floor if that feels more stable for you. Then we take a moment here just to engage the quadricep, to press the floor away with the right leg so we're not sinking down into the stretch. We're finding the muscle activation, that end range of flexibility. And then we reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, so that twist through the body. Keeping that quadricep engaged, that opening through the front of the body once more. Looking towards the right hand, big breath in. Exhale, cartwheel the right hand down, now lower the knee. And maybe staying here on the hands if that is enough. Maybe seeing if you can make your way down onto the forearms. Maybe you roll onto the outside of the right foot, that is okay. And I mean that, I'll show you from this way if you can see me. So you can roll onto the outside of the foot like that with the foot flexed, but being careful not to collapse into the ankles. You want to keep the foot flexed and the ankle in line with the foot. We'll take 3 breaths here. It's quite an uncomfortable one to spend too much time in. But making sure that breath is long and deep. The head is relaxed. And we're trying to soften into the pose. One more breath. And then coming onto the palms of the hands. Coming onto the sole of the right foot. Tuck the toes, lift that left leg. And then if you can, dragging the right foot down the mat, lifting the right leg up to the ceiling, up to the sky, 3-legged dog. And then we come into pigeon. So we bring the right knee to the right wrist. The shin, the calf is in front of the pelvis. And then the shin finds the floor. The back knee finds the floor, so the left knee is on the mat. We untuck the toes. Then again, we soften into the stretch. So we want to make sure we're not sat on the bottom. Sorry, something really funky is going on with my dog at the moment. I think he's staring at a cat in the garden. The hips are square. The shoulders are square. And there's no pain in the knee. If there is any pain in the knee, just reverse back to maybe lizard pose. And then from here on our palms, we come down onto the forearms, releasing the head. Again, if this is nice and easy, nice and accessible for you, maybe the elbows come wide, then you lay the head on the floor in front of you, but checking in with that knee, making sure there's no pain. There's no pins and needles, like I said. If there is, just return back to lizard pose. We'll take one more breath here, trying to melt, sink, lower down. And then if you're on your forearms, coming onto the palms, tucking under the back toe, lifting the back knee, and then sweeping that right leg back to downward facing dog. So we're just here, a nice easy down dog, having a nice pedal, pressing those heels down, and then swooping the left leg up to the sky. Big step forward with the left leg into lizard. Remember, you can lower the knee if you want to. Taking a moment here, pressing the floor away with the left foot, with the hands, engaging the quadriceps. And then when we're ready, lengthening that left arm up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. Shoulder blades squeezing and looking towards the left hand. Opening through the chest, through the body. And then we bring that left hand down, lower the knee, untuck the toes. Option to stay here, or to come down onto the forearms, maybe coming onto the outside arch of that foot this time. And just being cautious and careful that you're not leaning away from the leg. So if you find that you're trying to get away from your own body, then maybe you've gone a little too deep, too fast. Just giving the muscles, giving the joints time to relax into the stretch. So it might not be that you get to the depths of the posture right away. It may take a couple of breaths. And by I mean the depths of the posture, I mean your depths of the posture. So allowing the breath to guide you, to take you to where you need to go today, not forcing, not pushing. And take one more breath here. And then coming on to the palms, coming onto the sole of the left foot, tucking under the back toes of the right knee, Lifting the knee if you can, and then lengthening that left leg all the way back, swooping it up, three-legged dog. Then we come pigeon on the left side, so left knee to left wrist. Bring it forward, plant the shin down onto the floor in front of the pelvis. Untuck the toes and just settle in here for a moment. So we want both hips square, the shoulders relaxed away from the ears, and no pain in the knee. Take a few moments to breathe. And then when you feel ready, if you feel ready, coming down onto the forearms or maybe onto the face. Relaxing, letting go. Or maybe closing the eyes. Bringing that breath as it goes into the belly, into the left hip, the left glute. And take 3 more breaths here. Remembering if this becomes too much, you can come back to lizard or even child's pose. And then slowly making your way back onto the hands. Tucking under the back toe, lifting the knee, stepping that left leg back to plank, to downward facing dog, sorry. Have a moment here, maybe say no with the head, maybe rise onto the balls of the feet, lower the heels down, whatever feels good for you. And then begin to walk the feet up to the top of the mat. Bring those toes out so you can sit down into Malasana, so nice and wide. Hands to prayer, elbows the inside of the knees. Lift the chest. Close the eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And then gently sigh out to the mouth. Again, inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. If you can, with those eyes closed, place the hands behind you so you can lower the bottom down onto the floor. We're going to lengthen the left leg out in front of us. Flex and then take the right sole of the foot to the inside of the left leg. That's better. So you have our little hamstring stretch. You're going to flex the foot, lift the chest, and then begin to walk your way down the leg. So the hands by the side of the leg, releasing the head. The knee can be bent if you need it to be. And allowing the head to be heavy. Again, melting, softening, and letting go into the stretch. We'll take another 3 rounds of breath. You can choose to remain here if you feel like you're just getting into the stretch. And if you want to open through the front of the body now, we roll up. We take the right hand behind us as we lift onto the right knee, lifting the leg, the hips, keeping the foot on the floor and then reaching the arm away. So again, finding that same feeling that we did in our side angle, in that supported side plank, and now in our wild thing variation. Take a deep inhale, a deep exhale. Lower the bottom. Square the hips and then change it over to the side. So the right leg out, the left leg in, sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh. Lift the chest and then melt forward. So finding that stretch down the back of the leg, allowing the head to be heavy, breathing into the back of the body, into the lower back, into the side back, and then into the upper back. 3 rounds of breath here. As we let go, as we sink deeper into the stretch, taking variations if you need to. And again, you can stay here if you're enjoying the stretch, or you can roll up through the spine. This time placing the left hand behind you. Lift the hips, coming onto the knee, reach the arm back, that long line from the middle finger down to the toes. Pressing those hips forward, releasing the head. We'll take 2 breaths, so feeling that opening through the front of the body. And then lower the bottom down. Now bringing both soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana and folding over the legs, head heavy. The legs in butterfly, the knees open. The next spine just gently curved, gently rounded. And then begin to slowly roll yourself up. So you can bring the soles of the feet onto the floor, the knees squeeze together. And then we gently roll down onto the back, using the legs if you need to guide yourself down. Bring the knees in. Take the arms into cactus, so the elbows are in line with the shoulders. The hands in line with the elbows. Take a breath here. And then as we exhale, allow them to fall to the left, turning the head to the right. So that big stretch through the lower back, through the hip, and that opening through the chest. Allowing the knees to be heavy, the eyes to be softly closed. And then we'll bring one knee and the other through center, and then allow both knees to fall to the side, the other way. Finding your spinal twist on the other side. Allowing those knees to be heavy, shoulders to be heavy. And when you're ready again, bring one leg and the other into center. Take the knees wide, flex the feet, take hold of the outside arches of the foot for happy baby. A nice little rock and roll from side to side. Massaging the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, and the back of the head. Taking 2 moments here to really rock the pelvis. And then slowly coming into your Shavasana. So that may be that the feet are as wide as the mat, the knees fall together. All the legs can be long, or you can lie on the right side of the body. Let's take a moment to settle in, to settle down, And to find somewhere you can lay comfortably, just for a few moments. With those eyes closed, exhale and allow that body to settle further. Feel the breath becoming spacious and observe the effortless breath settling the body deeper into stillness. Be in this space of relaxation, this subtle form of self-awareness, and be held by this state of consciousness. Shavasana, a place for relaxation, for rejuvenation, and for reflection. So that may be reflecting on your practice on the mat, and that may be reflecting on your practice off of the mat. Knowing that yoga is not just a physical practice that we do for 1 hour once a week. It's also a practice we can take with us throughout our day. We can pass on to friends, can pass on to family, in a sense of openness, a sense of calmness, of kindness to ourselves and to the people around us. And a sense of connectedness. So connected to our bodies, connected to our breath. We're also connected to the outside world, not necessarily the world that happens through our phones, through the news, the world that happens all around us, so the weather. Nature, animals, family, friends. Connected to the world, the natural world. That is the real yoga, the real essence. The real reason we roll our mats out. Feel that breath as it starts to become deeper. The inhale changing to the next exhale, and then the exhale to the next in. And when you feel ready to do so, just gently bring some awareness to the toes. Then to the fingers. Then to the head, so say no with the head. And when you're ready, rolling onto the right side of the body. Pausing here. Allowing the heart rate to regulate. The blood pressure to return back to normal. And rolling up onto the bottom with the eyes closed. Sitting tall through the crown of the head. Rounding down through the sit bones. Bringing the hands to prayer. Taking a nice big inhale through the nose. Exhaling, sighing it out to the mouth. And just seeing if you can take just a little part of this practice with you. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you feel nice and calm, nice and relaxed. And I hope to see you all next week.